Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel, and I'm showing a technique today with shaving cream and inks. You can use various different types of ink. Today I'm using just some alcohol inks to do this method, and I'm trying to do like a tie-dye kind of effect. So that's what I'm working on here. I've already done several of them, and then I just started recording towards the end, thus the gray looking shaving cream. Anyway, so basically all you do is you put your shaving cream in a container, and you want to use the foam kind, and you're just going to start dripping some bits of color. You can even use food coloring. I just happened to grab what was on hand. So here I'm just splattering on some different colors. I'm using like a raspberry color and like a blue color, and I'm also using a yellow color. And this effect is so cool. I love doing the shaving cream technique, and it seems like it would be really messy, but it's really not that messy because the shaving cream doesn't leave the paper wet, which is really weird. It leaves it dry but with color on it, so it's really cool. So here I'm just showing you, I'm going to try to do like a tie-dye effect. So I'm kind of doing bursts, kind of going out in every direction to kind of give it like a sort of like a tie-dye effect. This is my first time trying this. I'm sure there's another technique that I could use that would be better, but I was in a hurry, so this is just what I thought would work out best. So now you just get a piece of cardstock, plain white cardstock, and press it into the shaving cream all the way in, and then you can just pull it right back out, and the color is already going to be on there. So other people use this technique for a marbling effect. So I thought, well, maybe I can try it and give it a more of the tie-dye effect. So it came out okay. I think you can tell that it was trying to be tie-dye when the project is finished. So here I'm just taking my Mod Podge like wiper squeegee thing and just wiping off the shaving cream, and to the touch it's pretty much dry. So now you just wipe off the rest of the shaving cream and you have this really cool effect here. I would have liked to have used more colors, but I didn't really have any, so I just used those three that I had. I didn't want to mix different types of mediums together because I wasn't sure how it would react, so I just used all one medium. And here I'm speeding it up just so you can see it again in case you missed one or two little instructions here on how to do it. And as you can tell, I'm not doing anything fancy at all, and you don't have to, and it still comes out really cute. So obviously I'm showing this technique because I'm going to be using it on our project today. So here we are again. I'm just wiping that off. And every time you get a totally different look. So this is the stamp set that I'm using, well, the die set that I'm using, the Stamps of Life by Stephanie Bernard. And I got these at the Scrapbook Expo here in Texas. And I'm going to use just the dies for the shirts. I'm not using anything else for this project today. But I love this whole set. It's so cute. So many different things you could do with this set. It has the little pockets on there too, so you can add little pockets to your shirts. It's just really cute, just a very original idea. And of course, you know, when you think about shirts, you think about the different styles of shirts, the first one that came to my mind was a tie-dye shirt. So here's some different variations. This one has the stamp on it that has the black outline, and then the other one I did not stamp. And so those are the different effects that I got. I mean, I think that could pass as tie-dye. What do you think? And then we're also using this stamp set by Avery, Elle. And I think it's called Sending Love. And it just has some really sweet sentiments on it. And I just really like the font too. It's very fun. So I'm going to be using the Sending Good Vibes. So let's put this card together. So here I'm just using a top folding card and this kind of light blue turquoise looking cardstock. These are just cardstocks that I get from the craft store. I haven't really gone into the high quality paper yet, but I'm thinking about going very soon. And this is a Hero Arts stamp with stars background. And so I'm just going to do a tone on tone background, which means pretty much the same color. And this is Tide Pool by Hero Arts Shadow Ink. It's really great ink. I love this ink. It's fantastic. So I just got to ink it up really well because it's my first time using this stamp. And I just usually press the paper into the stamp. It's just easier for me. Grab a piece of paper. Helps me get more even coverage. And there we are, sweet little stars. Clean my stamp off really good. And now I'm going to do some heat embossing, but first I need to make sure that the ink that is already on the paper is thoroughly dry, or your embossing powder will stick all over your paper. And you can test your paper to see if it's ready by sprinkling a little bit of embossing powder on there, and then just tapping it off a little bit, and if it sticks on there, that means it's not quite ready. There's nothing worse than trying to emboss and realizing your background is still wet and it's totally ruined and covered in embossing powder all over. So now I'm just taking my Tombow adhesive and there we go. I had to cut off a little bit on the side because the paper was, the top folding card was a little bit too large. So there I'm using my embossing buddy, and all that does is take off the wetness and the static off of your paper to help your embossing powder stick better. And I'm using VersaFine, which is a sticky clear ink, and your embossing powder will just stick to that, and then you can heat it up with your heat gun. I used to have just the regular Doris heat gun, and I didn't realize I used a friend of mine's who has the Ranger heat gun, and oh my gosh, the the Doris heat gun was so loud compared to the Ranger one. So I bought the Ranger one, and it just takes a little bit of getting used to because it gets really hot. And so I'm just trying to figure it out, but it's not near as loud. So it's fantastic as far as that's concerned. So, and now I'm putting the sending up top. And the stamp set also comes with some little dashes, which is really cute. So I'm going to put some dashes after sending, and then some swirly dashes before good vibes. Just kind of gives more movement to the words. And I apologize because part of the video got cut off, of course, probably the most important part of the video, but anyway, nothing very technical got cut off, so it's okay. But you'll see in a minute how it looks like all of a sudden my card is nearly complete. So here I'm just adding the dashes, and then I'm going to put my Recollections white detail fine embossing powder across the words, and I'm going to heat those with my heat gun. And if you get embossing powder in places that you don't want it, just take a paintbrush and wipe it off. So here, all of a sudden, my card magically jumped forward. And so anyway, I'm just telling you here that I popped up the shirt with some foam tape. And I also did some wonky lines on the outside because why not? I mean, it's a groovy shirt and it's a groovy card. And so I did some fun little wonky lines all around the outside. And now I'm just going to add some sequins. And I'm using some of my Pretty Pink Posh sequins mixed with just regular sequins, because you all know I'm not going to pour all of my Pretty Pink Posh all over the place. That's only for special little here and there. So if you ever get a shaker card from me and it has my Pretty Pink Posh sequins in it, man, consider yourself a very good friend of mine. Because or you must have done something very sweet. So anyway, I'm also using my multi-medium matte glue to put the sequins on, and I just have it here in this fine tip applicator that I got on Amazon, and it works pretty good. It hasn't clogged up or anything, so that's been nice. And so here's all the sequins and the card all put together. Thank you so much for joining me, and don't forget to hit like and hit subscribe.